So I got a letter from a concierge member of BillO'Reilly.com, and the letter says this: Bill, there is something you say that irritates me. That's certainly a universal theme sometimes. Stand up for your country. I don't know if you realize that we don't have much of a country anymore. Well, Peggy, I respectfully disagree with you. I think the United States remains the greatest country on this planet. However, I do acknowledge that we are in a down cycle. So history goes in cycles. All right. I don't know how old you are, but if you remember the late 60s, early 70s, the United States is a really, really bad place. Vietnam War devastated the nation, divided it. Thousands of people actually left the country. There wasn't much détente. Then we had Watergate, where Richard Nixon, the president of the United States, actually committed crimes, tried to cover up stuff that his minions did, and then he had to quit. So, I mean, compared to today, that was worse. Now, the problem we have in America today is we have this advance of secular progressivism. And that was around back in the 60s and 70s, but it didn't take root. So right after Nixon left, you had Ford versus Carter. Carter won, but the progressive stuff really got tamped down, all right? And it wasn't a factor. Now there's a surge of communists, socialists, very, very far left people who want to tear the country apart and rebuild it. And that's behind all of our problems. So Donald Trump got elected because Americans in 2016 perceived a threat, perceived that their country was changing in a way they didn't like, and that the standard politicians, Jeb Bush, John Kasich, all the Republican people who ran against Trump, they weren't going to halt this, all right? But Trump ran on, hey, I'm not a politician. I'm going to come in, I'm going to clean it all up. And so he won, all right? So the cycle basically then started to be neutral. So President Trump had some victories, and the economy was the biggest one. Foreign policy did pretty well. And then COVID hit, and COVID beat him. And I've said that many, 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 many times. Donald Trump lost the election because of COVID. COVID just shook everybody up. A lot of voters were terrified. Voting patterns changed. States changed how they conducted the actual election, all because of COVID. Okay, so now we have a bitter populace. You have the hate Trump and the love Trump, and there's no compromise between the two. So that's what you're seeing. We don't have much of a country anymore. Trump is out, Biden's in, and Congress is controlled by Democrats who are at the behest of the progressives. And so that's where we are. Not a good place, but their hold is tenuous, very, very, very weak. It's not a strong hold. And if Biden continues to do what he's doing, then there's a better than 50-50 chance Republicans will take both houses in less than 2 years. So anyway, the cycle of history goes up and down, up and down. Doesn't mean the country's not worth standing up for. Peggy, you know that. I mean, this is a country that has given more people on the planet more opportunity than any other country in the history of civilization. All right? And if you don't stand up for your country, you let the people who want to destroy it win. As the Beastie Boys once sang, you got to fight for your right to party. You want to party in a traditional way that respects America, then you got to fight. You got to stand up. And that's our theme, stand up for your country. It's not an evil place. It is a place that still provides the most opportunity for people and poor people, not just fat cats. I mean, that's just a myth. These people who want to destroy America, they all have their own agenda. It's not the same agenda. Antifa just wants to wipe everything out because that's the way they are. Communists want communism. Socialists want democratic socialism. It's on and on. It's on. They're not united. They just hate traditional America. They don't like religion. They don't like the family unit. They don't like the fact that white people have power. They don't like any of that. So they want to just blow it all up.